Hello, my darling, and welcome to day 26 of 100 Days of Self-Love Challenge. Today, we're talking all about self-love as a journey, not as a final destination. When we see self-love as the destination, two problems. First and foremost, if you're focused on, I will love myself when? I will love myself when I've dropped a dress size. I will love myself if I get a new job. I will love myself when I find my partner. I will love. It's like always out of reach. Okay. And that's, as you can imagine, is a problem because we're delaying loving ourselves. The other thing that we need to understand is that every time you go through something, so life is always going to happen. We know that. I've said it before. Life is always going to happen. Things are always going to go on. The stronger, the more positive, the more resilient your mindset, the quicker you bounce back from it. True fact. But also thinking about, well, every time I bounce back, I'm growing because I've learned. If I learn from what's happened, I'm growing. Every time you grow, you have to love the new bits of you as well. Every time you change, you have to love the new bits of you, because we know that self-love, we've been doing this now for nearly a month, and we know that self-love is loving all of you, not just the best bits, not just the bits that other people think are great, not just the funny bits, but also like the quirky bits and the bits that you would love to change. So, for example, in the summer of 2022, I was diagnosed with a neuralgia problem, and it threw me because I'm my brain is my biggest asset. That sounds really egotistical. I don't mean it to be, but I think quickly and I act quickly and I respond, and I'm always coming up with new ideas. And then suddenly, almost by a cruel twist of fate, my brain and my nerves are the one thing that just weren't working. And the temptation when something like that happens is to stop loving ourselves and be very, very angry. But I had to adapt to the new level of me. I still had to give me and my body what I and it needed. And if you're constantly fighting, if you're constantly angry with your body, for example, then you can't love what is. And if you don't love what is, you'll always be delaying that journey again. Does this make sense? So you have to kind of assimilate the new information into what your identity is of self and love that too. Okay. So, for example, if you've always had a high flying career and suddenly you get made redundant, you have to love the redundant version of you that's seeking a new job. If you have just had a child and you're knackered and your boobs are leaking and, you're just, everything seems weird and it's all gone a bit strange, you have to love that version too. Okay. So it's loving what is and appreciating that it's a journey, because, as I said, you'll either, if you don't appreciate it's a journey, you're going to be delaying it, and you're also going to be having that, I can only love myself if I'm perfect. And self-love is not about being perfect, because guess what? Nobody is. Like literally nobody is a perfect human being. So if you can only love yourself whenever all the ducks are in a row and everything's absolutely perfect, it's not going to happen. And self-love is the only way to have true happiness, because when we love ourselves, we make sure our needs are being met. If our needs are being met, if our needs aren't being met, then we'll never find happiness. Does that make sense? Does that loop make sense? So in order to figure out what our needs are, we have to love ourselves first. If there's a constant battle, if you're constantly denying yourself, if you're constantly punishing yourself, if you're constantly sabotaging yourselves, you will never truly be happy, because your needs will be neglected in some shape or form. Okay? So really, really important. It is a journey, and the journey will keep changing, and life will keep happening, and there will be new things that are thrown at you. But if you just understand that self-love is a constant thing, I can't get to the point where I love myself and then I'm love myself forever, because you are going to keep changing, and your body's going to keep changing, and your mindset is going to keep changing. And you know what? Sometimes even your personality changes, because our brain is plastic, and doesn't elastic. Your brain is plastic, and everything that goes on in your brain is subject to change. You can rewire your brain within 66 days. That's what the research tells us. So if you understand that your personality, which makes up your personal reality, but your personality is based on what you think, what you do, and your habits. Yeah. So if you change all those things, then you'll change. If you change the way you perceive the world, you change your habits, you change the way you think, you change the things that you do on a regular basis, you will change your personality, because you will not be the same version of yourself. So no matter which way you look at it, you have to keep adapting and assimilating, and you have to keep loving you, and you have to keep that journey of self-love going. All right, my darlings, I hope that helps. As always, there's links below for everything, and the website and everything else. So if you need my help, please do reach out. I do only coach women because I don't speak man, but I coach women all day, every day. And it's my favorite thing in the world to help women change their lives around. All right, my darlings, take care, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye.